Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. I have a special message for you today, and I'm excited to bring that forward. Just want to let you know when I did my semi-annual sale last month, I got a lot of orders. So those pyramids are kind of on the longer end of the range in production time, but I do have a lot of them right now sitting in their final cure, getting radiated with all 9 solfeggio frequencies, so you guys should see those soon. Appreciate your patience. So last week, I went to bed, and what ended up happening is I was sitting in on a Galactic Federation of Light Mystery School for almost 4 hours. So what's going to be given in this session is kind of my notes or a condensed kind of overview of what we went through and discussed in that class. But I do feel like it's an important video because it's going to bring a lot of things into perspective. It's going to help you understand the grand scale of things, why the work being done here in the Milky Way is kind of different from everywhere else, and why the souls who are incarnating here and the civilizations that they're creating are different. I want to start with a message that came from Kryon a while ago that kind of tied into what I was learning in the class. So Kryon said that in the universe, all of these galaxies that we see have a different kind of physics, or that physics behaves in them differently. And because of that, the creator can use the kind of unique conditions to do something good and purposeful and effective for the entire galaxy. So the idea behind it is that one galaxy can do for the whole of everybody and everything in creation that another might not be able to. And I want to let you know that some of the most kind of extreme experiments with consciousness and creation are happening right here in the Milky Way galaxy. And the experiments here have massive implications for all of creation, and I'm going to explain best I can how and why. But if you'll notice, if you ever get to interact with ETs, you'll get to interact with some from our own galaxy and our own home, but occasionally you'll get ones from different galaxies or different places in the universe, and you'll notice that they're different. You'll notice that the races in the Milky Way have a swagger to them. They have a warrior's essence to them. It's kind of like they're hippie warriors. They're hardened. They've been through a lot. You've seen what's gone on here. Imagine what's happened through the rest of the civilizations that came before that you were a part of as well. But in most cases, the souls who are incarnating in this galaxy have been recruited from other places because we've proven that we can transform darkness with love and light and compassion. So what the Creator has done here is created a system where we go into an illusion. What happens from that is a lot of good. And the illusions and the separation experiments are controversial, and they rarely happen anywhere else. This Milky Way galaxy is kind of the focal point of those experiments, and the rest of the universe kind of watches what's going on here in awe. And they watch the ones that are doing the work in awe. And, that explains why when you hear these channeled messages, when you hear these whispers from your guides letting you know how important you are and how much you've accomplished and how worthy you are and all of that stuff, it's because the work that's being done here is different, and it really is the all-stars that have the track record and the resume who are allowed or asked and recruited to incarnate here. So I want to break down that very complicated process. Some of it might resonate with you, some of it might not, but I hope that what does remain is an expansion of your consciousness to consider things that maybe you haven't before. Oh, and by the way, when all is said and done here, the 144, who are kind of the elite light bearers, are going to be like ushered all over the galaxy with all over the universe with red carpets being laid out from civilization to civilization to get our side of the experience. What was it like from our perspective? How did we endure what we did? How did we overcome such impossible odds? How did we look darkness right in the face and not even flinch, not even a little bit? But I want to start here, and I want to let you know that fallen angels are absolutely real, and they are all over the place in this third dimension that we currently occupy. They come from the depths of space. They come from all over the universe, scattered everywhere, and they cannot help but be lured in by the opportunity to take advantage of creation when the Creator kind of orchestrates these separation experiments. So the reason that the Creator does that work is so that they encounter the strong, powerful warrior civilizations that are here in the Milky Way who know what to do with them, who know how to repurpose or re-educate them, or to give them the fresh start that they need to remember their true nature as a benevolent, divine being of light they've just forgot for a very long time. And it is the goal of those fallen angels to have you kind of start to fear the cosmic brothers and sisters in the Milky Way, who are, absolute masters and who have their own, polarity, but it does serve a purpose, like we talked about. So what's happening here on Earth has been going on in the Milky Way from system to system to system, one by one, for a very long time. So what happens is these non-physical entities come from all over the galaxy. The opportunity to participate in a place like this, very few and far in between. So they come here. And they're not as scary as you think. They're just kind of hitchhikers. They manipulate weak-willed individuals and people who are looking for power, and they kind of attach to them and ride along with them. And what they do is they promise power, and they do give it. But the exchange for that is that they plug into your pleasure centers, and they give the person who they're occupying a never-ending, unquenchable thirst. So that's why you see these, elites and leaders all running around looking like they're corpses pretty much. They're serving masters that they cannot fulfill. And that also explains why you have all of these individuals from different countries and places who all have evil, limiting, anti-Christ and creation kinds of agendas. It's because they have little hitchhikers who know who the other ones are who are hitchhiking on the vehicles. And they even start referring to the bodies that they've occupied by the names that they were given. So right now they know that their time is up, and basically one of their last Hail Mary, let's stay here as long as possible efforts is to stage fake invasions or strange activity passed off as UFO or something unidentified or mysterious and scary that came from somewhere else. And I'll let you know that this kind of plan won't go very far, and they've been planning it and trying to orchestrate the opportunity to do it from, all the way from the 90s. One of the first things I heard when I woke up is that they'll be looking for Olympics or Super Bowl or World Series or some event to kind of do the false flag invasion. But the light workers know, the starseeds know that everything they do just kind of buries them faster, and they can't really overcome that. So you understand the rules of the game and the experiments that are taking place here and why they are going the way that they are. You know the shift in consciousness is happening. You know that the illumination is taking place, and we're inching closer and closer to some kind of event or some kind of mass remembrance. And that's where the Atlanteans come in, who many of you watching this were Atlanteans on the other side, wondering what it would be like when we were in the shift and preparing to wake up again. The Atlanteans knew what was going to happen to them. The Atlanteans projected forward and simulated forward, and over and over and over again saw that there was an event, a catastrophe, or something that caused the end of their civilization. You have to understand, though, the Atlanteans knew the will of the Creator. The Atlanteans understood what was going on here. They understood what was happening before. So what they did is they did not resist what was meant to be. They understood the situation that they were in, and they just kind of accommodated pursuing the highest timeline and the highest, most appropriate result for everybody. But if you've listened to Vision, things are not beautiful because they last. They're beautiful simply because they exist. And the Atlanteans, you and I, did a huge favor for the rest of the universe, because what we did is we trapped a bunch of density in a short period of time. We processed it all and got rid of it. And now the frequency of the entire universe, every time there's an experiment like this in the galaxy, the conditions improve everywhere. Do you understand now why you're the one who's been asked to come? Think about it. How else do you explain the conditions here? How else do you explain the variety of different kinds of players and aspects of consciousness that are here? How do you explain the cosmic federations and the cosmic groups not intervening and using all of their power and authority to kind of override the wrong that's being done here in some places? It's because they understand the Creator. They understand the mission here. They understand the opportunity that the unique conditions in the Milky Way allow for. And I'll tell you, you will never meet a Pleiadian who is not curious and a perpetual student of the universe, seeking and learning and striving to understand the Creator and who or what it is as it relates to them. The same things that you are curious about and pondering here are happening all the way up. The universal cycles and evolutionary processes that are happening on the Earth have happened everywhere else. Consciousness grid is established. Divinity is integrated into the beings that are walking around on the surface. We go from third dimensional consciousness to 5-dimensional consciousness. We stay there for a long time until we're strong enough to endure absolute implosion, and then we drop down to 3. And then we kind of ride 3, and then we go to 5, 6, 7. It is a process that is absolutely grueling. And you know it is. We can be love and light and peace and awareness all we want. It does us no good to really deny or neglect the darkness and the way that it's affecting our experience here. Because you should know, your resume as a soul is that you are one who is a master at studying and overcoming darkness, and doing it in a way that is productive for the entire universe. Isn't it interesting how the longer you're awake and the more you learn, the bigger your soul gets? Isn't it interesting, the longer you're awake, the more grand and profound the goals and pursuits of the Creator are? Wake up every day with a purpose. Wake up every day as the master that you are, and wake up every day and do the work that you came here to do, that you have proven you can do at a high level over and over and over again. Anyway, that's the message for today. Hope it brought some things into your perspective. Hope it gave you some curiosity. Hope it served you in some way. If you happen to be interested in any of my service or products, feel free to message me and I'll answer any questions that you have. And appreciate all your support, you guys. I love this work that I do, and it's getting more exciting every day. And I'm grateful to be of service in whatever way I can. Thank you very much. Goodbye.